Welcome back, everybody, to Double A Sports. I'm Andrew Ancura alongside Anthony Tuit. We are here back Tuesday afternoons. Anthony, how about that Super Bowl, baby?
I mean, I was pretty impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that was a great Super Bowl on both ends. Congratulations to Joe Burrow. I mean, you didn't get the W that you wanted, but hey, you played one hell of a game. Jamar Chase
Absolutely.
singles for you, and then let's talk about them LA Rams. Them Rams came out to play. That was
They
the
did.
first touchdown. I mean, granted, he did tear his ACL and he's now a free agent, but
Oh
hey,
my God,
Cooper Cup, you played a hell of a game,
Cooper
brother. You played a
Cup.
hell of a game.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh, you played a hell of a game. Even though Matt Stafford had them 2 picks, I was still kind of iffy about that. But Aaron Donald came in the end and sacked Joe Burrow for the game. But hey, Joe Burrow, I got to tell you this, the LSU boys, keep your head high because next season you guys have a good chance of coming back. You guys really do. That was a great season you guys pulled off. And Joe Burrow, that's what you call being a comeback player of the year. So shout out to you guys. It was a great Super Bowl. And I'm not gonna lie, the commercials are pretty mediocre. But the NFL one was fire. The NFL one was good. The NFL one, the crypto one with LeBron was pretty good. But outside of that,
Alrighty. So my thoughts on that Super Bowl. That was a great game.
hands down.
It was kind of funny because the Rams couldn't run the ball at all. And normally, when you watch the Super Bowl, the winning team usually is able to run the ball.
But Joe Mixon was able to run that ball pretty good though.
But where was he on that last play? Where was Joe Mixon on that last drive?
He went to the grocery store.
Apparently, why was Samaje Perine of all people the back for the final drive? I don't get. And there's one thing I will say about the Bengals. I'll talk about this with Zach Taylor, who's their coach. I feel like sometimes he forgets the personnel he has.
Of course.
He runs plays that he doesn't have the O-line for. He runs these long developing pass plays on third and shorts, fourth and shorts.
And then here's another thing. He runs these plays, and then when Joe Burrow gets the ball off, if you notice, every catch Jamar Chase had was one-handed.
Yep.
He barely caught that ball. So shout out to Jamar Chase for that because Joe Burrow has to throw the ball at a certain amount of time inside that pocket because he's not a person who runs out of the pocket. He's a very immobile quarterback. He's not going to be the person to run the pocket and get the first down. He'll do it, but that's not his game.
Exactly.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you got to look at it from a standpoint. Your line is paper mache. So you need to get something done with that. Once you get a little bit of a line, an O-line, yeah, you'll be back. But if you don't work on your O-line this offseason and pick up another key receiver, which is obviously key for you guys because Jamar Chase can't put the team on his back. I mean, he saved that team from glory.
I don't know if they necessarily need weapons. I think T. Higgins is definitely a stud. I like Tyler Boyd.
You need another slot receiver.
Yeah, you need a safety valve. That's what you need.
You need a slot receiver.
Maybe a better tight end or something. I don't know.
You need something that you on that because in case, God forbid, knock on wood, nothing happens to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, you need some type of backup that's going to hold you down.
Absolutely. As far as the Rams go, looking at the conference, assuming most people come back, the NFC is the Rams.
Yeah.
For the next probably 2 years.
2 or 3.
Assuming everybody comes back. I mean, if Aaron Donald retires, and that's the big rumor.
Let's call it like it is. That boy ain't going nowhere. You saw his face up there on that Super Bowl. He's hungry. He wants more.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't blame Donald for retiring though. D linemen, they get beat up badly. He's done everything there is to do for a guy at his position. Multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year.
He's a menace to society.
Best defensive player in the league. Super Bowl ring. He's done everything short of an MVP, which he's never going to get as a defensive player. So I wouldn't blame him for retiring. I'm not saying he will, but I wouldn't blame him.
I don't want him to retire. You know why? Aaron Donald's hands is ready to eat for everybody. That man is a menace to society. I enjoy watching him.
Yeah, he's
fantastic
to watch.
Piss him off, he's going to fight you or choke you out. His hands are ready to eat for everybody. So
yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. I don't think it would be
painful. They would take a major hit. Don't get me wrong. Wando is nice, but they would take a major hit on their defense.
Absolutely. And I mean, maybe it would free up some cap, but still.
No.
Can we talk about the golden child who wasn't doing the greatest during that Super Bowl in Jaylen Ramsay?
Jaylen Ramsay? Eli Apple?
Eli
Apple?
Well, I mean, what did everybody expect out of Eli Apple? It's Eli Apple. I mean, we expected Ramsey to be good.
Jamar Chase is unguardable. You can't guard him. Jaylen Ramsay is a burger. Golden child burger. Okay?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Jaylen Ramsay got burned by T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
To be fair, T. Higgins grabbed his face mask.
We ain't gonna talk about that. That never happened. What you talking about?
Oh, we don't want to bring up the ref ball. We're gonna ignore the ref ball.
Yeah, of course.
We're gonna ignore the fact that I'll just bring this up real quick. There was no penalties for on-field play called until 1:38 left in the game.
There was no on-field penalty.
No, there was. I'm sorry. There was no in-game. So everything was pre-snap or post-snap. So there was an offside and there was a false start.
No, let's talk about that idiot that decided to go on the field after the Bengals scored their touchdown.
There was that one too. Yeah, I don't even know who that was. That was one of their bench players or something that was injured. Apparently,
one of their bench warmers. He's just there for the ride, bro.
Well, he cost his team
the game. Yeah.
I don't know if he cost his team the game. I mean, did anything come out of that? I don't think anything came out of that, right?
15 yards. The next time they got on offense, they lost 15 yards.
That's what it was. Okay. So yeah, I mean that.
He's definitely getting fired.
All in all, that was a great game.
Hands down.
Now, a couple of questions have arisen in the aftermath of this. Number one is this: Is OBJ staying or is he gone?
Who's paying that money for him?
After the torn ACL, I would argue no one. Before the ACL tear, I would have said for sure he was gone.
He's not going anywhere. His best bet is to stay because honestly,
he might need to take a 1-year deal to rebuild his value now.
I would say 2. 1 year to rebuild his value, and the second year to show them because he's gonna obviously he's not gonna come back as soon as the season starts. Hands down now.
No, he's gonna come back like mid-season.
So I would say give it a 2-year deal. First year deal, you come back mid-season. The second season, let's see where things go. And I say 2-year because you don't know if Aaron Donald's coming back. So Aaron Donald decides to come back. The pieces are still there. Then you sign a 2-year deal, but not sign a 1-year deal.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years, you can see where you go. See if you go back to the championship and win it again. Because honestly, that team could go down as one of the great teams in Super Bowl history.
Absolutely.
That team was disgusting on all ends, offensive and defensive.
And what do you do about Von Miller now? Is there a way to bring him back? Do the Rams even have cap space? I would doubt it.
They got some bums on their bench. They can make it work. They got some bums. They got practice warriors on.
And can we just dismiss this rumor? Sean McVay is not going anywhere. I don't know why this started.
That's a rumor.
But a rumor is he's retiring. Yeah.
If he retires,
Sean McVay, the youngest coach in the NFL to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. He's just getting started. And
Coughlin's coming back to the NFL. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just getting started, and he has an argument for the best coach in football.
Of course.
Doing what they did near the end of the game with some of the stuff he schemed up when your weapons were depleted. That was impressive. I'll give most of the credit to Cooper Kupp, but Stafford and McVay obviously get some credit, especially for those last couple of drives.
Of course.
And then we go to Matthew Stafford. This has been a hot stove debate ever since this ended now. Is Stafford a Hall of Famer?
Oh, boy. Why you choose Vance on this fine? Oh, my Lord. All right. So, don't get me twisted. Matt Stafford on the Lions with Calvin Johnson was nasty. It was disgusting. It was him. But they didn't have the weapons defensively, and on the O-line to keep that team successful. Because if they had that, they would have won a Super Bowl already. He would have 2 rings.
Yeah.
But his stats show that he could be a Hall of Famer, but he only has 1 Super Bowl ring.
The only problem with Stafford, from what I see on his resume, is a lack of accolades.
Yeah, lack of accolades.
So I'm going to give you 2 QBs here, by the way. I'm just going to give you 2 QBs. I'm not telling you which one's which. I'm going to tell you if you think either of them deserve to be Hall of Fame. You ready? This is QB-A. Career record, 86-95-1. 50,000 passing yards. 323 touchdowns to 161 interceptions. 91 passer rating. 1 Pro Bowl. 1 Super Bowl appearance. 1 Super Bowl win.
That's Matt Stafford.
Quarterback number 2. Record 120-102. 59,735 passing yards. 367 to 170 touchdown to interception ratio. 94 passer rating. 4 Pro Bowls, 1 MVP, 1 Super Bowl appearance, 1 loss.
I'm going with B.
Quarterback A is Matthew Stafford. You're correct. Quarterback B is Matt Ryan.
How did I know he was going to say I was Matt Ryan?
Because that has been the comparison that everybody has been making. Weirdly enough, that's what Richard Sherman came out with that one, and this has been the comparison, because I guess those two are, one won the Super Bowl, the other lost the Super Bowl. They have the stats, like they have the numbers to make it in.
Stafford needs to play a little bit more. I need to see what his standpoint is. Or Matt Ryan, you know what I'm saying? His career is practically over.
He's got probably 2 years left, Matt Ryan, and I don't think he's making another Super Bowl. As a Falcons fan, I don't think he's making. No, as a Falcons fan, I don't think he's making another Super Bowl unless we go on a really fluky run. We'll wait till the offseason for that one. But I guess that just shows you that how much the perspective of winning the Super Bowl changes it for at least the casual fan in terms of Hall of Fame notions. But the thing with Stafford is he has the numbers. Now he has the ring. Now he needs the accolades. He needs an MVP trophy, or he needs to lead the league in passing yards or touchdowns or something. He needs to have a year.
Consistency.
Exactly. And that's something that's eluded him his entire career.
He's consistency. I mean, granted, he would have consistency if Kevin Johnson didn't say, you know what, I'm done with this league. But hey, it happens.
I mean, I'd blame the Lions for that.
You can't blame everything in Detroit. Detroit is just a dumpster fire.
Oh, absolutely.
In all sports. Whew.
All right, final question before we move off the Super Bowl. What chance would you give the Bengals for repeating next year, or repeating as AFC champs?
I'll give it 75%.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 45.
I want it to be 75, but in all reality, I'd say 45 to 50. But they need to build that line.
Yeah.
They need to get draft picks and build that line until they can sign.
Go sign Teron Armstead. Go sign Teron Armstead.
For this matter, bro.
I mean,
their line is literally paper mache. With Aaron Donald doing that last play, when Aaron Donald and Von Miller were doing that whole entire game was absolutely criminal.
That last play encapsulated the Bengals season in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald makes the sack. Jamar Chase burns Jaylen Ramsay downfield.
Yeah,
Jaylen Ramsay got absolutely burned. And if Burrow had another 2 seconds, game-winning touchdown.
Game over.
It's crazy. But I just look at the AFC compared to the NFC. I just look at the AFC. The Chargers, the Chiefs, a healthy Ravens team now. Assuming everybody comes back.
Who's your drug dealer? Healthy? Let's go look at this. Lamar Jackson gets injured every year.
I was more referring to their defense. They get absolutely decimated, but we could talk about Lamar
defense, too. You can't have all the defense you want when you ain't got no quarterback. Don't get me wrong.
Don't you disrespect Tyler Huntley?
You want to get up and leave again?
No, I prefer we wait till the basketball segment for you to leave again.
Don't test me.
But the rest of but honestly, to me, this is just me. If I had to make a Super Bowl prediction, assuming what's going to happen in the offseason, I'm going Buffalo.
I'm going
I think it's Buffalo's time.
NYG, baby. Psych, I lied. They're not making it anyway.
I'm going for Buffalo, I think, next year. I think it's their time.
It's their time to lose. Josh Allen's a great quarterback. They have a great team, but it's their time to lose.
Go get yourself some interior blocking and an elite running back in the offseason, and you could be the best team in football. If they're Buffalo. Get yourselves a run game, and you'll be fine. Oh, my God, that'd be amazing. I'm not picturing that in my head. That would be amazing. All right, so let's move to basketball. Now, the trade deadline has come and gone. We're going to start with it, if that's all right with you.
I know exactly where you're going.
Of course, we have to. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
Honestly, James Harden is Donnie Soft. He's Sherman Ultra Soft. Get him out. Sayonara.
That's what I wanted to hear from you.
Bye-bye. After what did you hear? I know you're the host of this show, but Let me take the table and
take the table, my guy.
I'm taking the table right
As the resident Nets fan, take the table on this
I'm
one.
taking the table on the whole basketball segment.
Oh, all right.
So, did you see what happened between Kyrie and Harden?
I had heard some stuff. I had not gotten the details really.
So they were playing every game at practice 1v1, and Kyrie kept burning him, dusting him in 1v1s, and Kyrie said, "You're washed." Kyrie said, "You're washed," and Harden said, "I want out." And then you got Steve Nash now, and KD wanting to have a free flow offense. You know how Harden is. He wants everything to be ISO. So that's where things went south. And then I was in a fan, as you know, the last show, you guys know I was not a fan of Ben Simmons. I was not jacking that trade. But I looked at it in the long run. You got key pieces. You got Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and then we also got Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons comes back, he plays the 1, Kyrie plays the 2, and KD plays, you know what I'm saying, the 3 or the 4. And then you can have Andre Drummond at the 5. That's a deadly team. And you got Seth Curry off the bench, scorching threes with Patty Garbage. We'll be all right. Yeah, I said Patty Mills is garbage. He's a bum. He's a bum. But he does what he has to do sometimes. The only thing I'm really worried about is what Blake Griffin's going to produce off that bench. Because Blake Griffin, he's not the same Blake Griffin I know.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge, though.
No disrespect to LaMarcus Aldridge. You're great, but you got heart problems. I love you, LaMarcus, but like, I can't really trust you because I don't know what your health is looking like on the standpoint. I know you got cleared to play, but like, the way you dipped out on us last year after you put up those numbers is kind of crazy to me. I mean, granted, your health comes first, your family comes first, but you're not consistent enough for me. Nick Claxton, I heard he wants to get moved in the offseason, but I can't afford that. I can't.
That's just got to be a playing time thing, right? Like, I would just assume.
What?
With Claxton.
Honestly, I'd say get rid of Blake and keep Claxton.
Yeah, I mean, I would keep the young guy. I mean, I think he's got a lot of potential.
Because you saw what happened with Jared Allen, right?
Yeah, I mean, that becomes a thing when you bring in guys in their prime that are just looking to get that ring now. They don't really have the patience to develop young guys. They move them for other assets.
Hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off, but did you see that Philadelphia 76ers game?
You mean the one where they got shellacked by Boston?
By 48 points?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, God. Lord have mercy. James Harden sat on that bench looking sorry.
Oh my gosh!
And let's talk about the Bucks. You saw Giannis's 50-point game last night.
Speaking of the Bucks, this leads us into actually my first point. Why is the media forgetting about the Bucks? Why is it every time I go on to any type of basketball media where I'm hearing Heat, I'm hearing Sixers, and I'm hearing Nets for the finals? Where is the respect to the Bucks?
You have to realize something, Andrew, and you know I'm right too. Stephen A, Kendrick, Perkins, all of them, they just forget.
They just don't want to go to Milwaukee.
No, not even that. The Bucks slack off in the first half of the season. Once this Sunday comes and All-Star Weekend break passes, the Bucks are going to come out with that fire. That's how it always happens. The Bucks are that, they look good, but are they really championship material? But once that All-Star Weekend passes, I'm telling you, fear the Bucks, fear the deer. They're going to go crazy. I'm telling you that right now.
Fear the deer, baby. You know, the thing with the Bucks is continuity. Continuity, number one. No drama.
No.
I've heard no drama coming out of that camp. None.
You got Giannis just cracking jokes with the people.
I love Giannis.
You got Giannis cracking jokes. Giannis probably that person's like, hey, no BS here. We're gonna get things done and we're gonna win the championship. Follow my lead. That's what Giannis is.
The only bit of thing I've heard coming out of Milwaukee is that there's a chance they could look at another move this offseason, potentially shuffling up the core if they don't win this year.
It would make sense.
And the name that kept coming up was Dame.
You said Damian Lillard?
I did, yes.
He comes there and he gets back in his groove and he leaves Portland to win the championship. They'll win 5 championships. They'll be the greatest team of all time.
You put Dame with Giannis?
All Dame has to do is shoot the ball, and Giannis just has to get boards, and then Dame will help him develop a jump shot, and the league is over. I'll never watch basketball again.
That was the rumor. The rumor was that that if Dame if the relationship in Portland's unmendable and the Bucks feel like that they need more to counteract Philly and Brooklyn, that they could look at a move for Dame.
I like that. I like that a lot because honestly, like the Bucks can get rid of Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen can kick rocks while I care. Grayson Allen. I'm not trying to get raunchy in here. Grayson Allen is scum of the earth. Since Duke, I mean, I've been a huge Duke fan for basketball because I like Coach K, like what he got going on with the program and all the athletes he's had. But like Grayson Allen is dirty. So honestly, you can get rid of him, get that cancer out of there.
You probably have to deal either Holiday or Middleton. You probably have to deal one of them. I don't know if you'd have to deal. I don't think you'd have to deal both. I think you probably Holiday.
Dame's contract is so big though.
He's only got 1 year left on it though, so you might be able to make like the money work. I'm not sure, but I'm just thinking with Chauncey Billups as the coach in Portland, I feel like Drew Holiday would be like the exact point guard he'd want.
Chauncey Billups has faith in Fernie Simmons. That's all I think it
is. There's two people in the backcourt though.
It is, but like it's all dependent on what Mike Budenholzer is feeling and what that front office is feeling.
Yeah, look, this would obviously a big risk. This would be a big risk. You'd shuffle up a core that won you a championship to bring in another star. And there's always a risk when you do that. But if you learn this year that you don't have enough firepower to get past Brooklyn or Philly, it's something to look to it.
Like James Harden, don't know how he did it. He's skinny again. So
of course he is. He just ripped off the fat suit again.
Yeah, you ripped the fat suit. No problem. Hey, I wish you well in Philly.
Here's my only problem with the Philly trade from their perspective.
They lost.
One, yes, they gave up too much. Number two is this, and Philly keeps doing this. Ever since the process started, they have had multiple chances to secure the guy needed to put them over the hump. Back in, I think it was like 2013, they took Okafor and like Jahlil Okafor when they already had Embiid and Noel. And a few picks later, Devin Booker goes off the board.
Yeah, like what?
Imagine Devin Booker and Joel Embiid right now. They take Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. I mean, I don't completely blame them for that because I don't think anybody saw Fultz turning out that bad. But still.
If Fultz never had that shoulder injury, that would not be a problem. Markelle Fultz in college is a bucket. People forget.
Absolutely. No, he was a stud in college.
In Washington, he was going crazy. I'm telling you. Washington gets some good key pieces, but at the end of the day, did he deserve to go that high? If they knew he had a shoulder injury, no. But at the end of the day, too, Philly also had the chances at a lot of players and they fumbled the bag. But that's okay because even in here it is now, like MPJ, for example. MPJ had that back injury. Nobody wanted to take him. He's still injured right now as we speak.
Yep.
But once he gets back in that group, I'm telling you, MPJ is going to be a threat. Michael Porter Jr.
Yep.
It's going to be gross.
And now we look at the other ones. Elton Brand comes in, they do the all-in move. They get Jimmy Butler. They go get Tobias Harris. They go all in on that. They trade the last of the Hinkie draft capital for all that. Then they move on from Butler because they don't want to fire Brett Brown. Yeah, exactly. And they bring in Doc Rivers. Then they trade kind of the last young face of the process outside of Embiid in Simmons for a 31-year-old Harden. I want to say.
I don't think he's older than Kyrie.
I think he is older than Kyrie.
No, he's not.
Because he was a 4-year at Arizona State, or he was a 2-year at Arizona State, wasn't he?
I don't think he's older than Kyrie. Dang! He is older than Kyrie.
That's what I thought, yeah.
32.
Oh, he's 30. My God. So you traded for a 32-year-old Harden who's going to want like the super duper max extension, as I like to call it, in the offseason. So you've also traded your draft assets. And outside of Maxey and Thibault, you don't really have any young assets. And can we talk about this for a second? Matisse Thybulle is like the most overrated asset in basketball.
Don't get me started.
Like, I keep hearing all these Sixers fans and all these people hyping him up. Oh, my God.
If he was a plate, Sixers fans let that Philly cheesesteak clean, bro.
Oh, my God. I mean, the guy has no offense. People complain about Ben Simmons' offensive game. Matisse Thybulle has zero offensive game. None. All he does is play defense. I mean, anyway. So my biggest issue, so after all that, let me get to my point. The issue I have for Philly is you have a window now of probably 2 to 3 years, maybe 4, to win a chip before Harden completely falls off a cliff. You have about that long. And given the competition in the East, I don't know if they can do it.
And Jordan always say, I don't know. They're not going to do it, bro. I'm going to keep talking about humdiddly D. You got my Hornets coming up. They just picked up my boy Trez. You got the Hornets coming up. You got the Bulls. You got the Nets. You got, even though the Knicks are in a disaster right now, they'll eventually find their groove and they'll be back in that 2011, 2012.
And honestly, don't sleep on Boston. Look what they've been doing the past couple weeks.
Them too. You got a whole bunch of teams in the East. Pistons, you ain't got to worry about them.
Not for another 4 years until they build something around Cade. Poor Cade.
You got a whole bunch of young teams in the East, and then you got even if Philly were to make it to the finals, the West, you got all these young teams that are finally developing. Like, I've been messing with a lot of players from when they were in college. Like, even with LaMelo Ball, when I was a kid, I found out this kid was like 16, playing on Chino Hills. Went from there, said, I'm not going to go to college. Went to play overseas. His dad built a league. I've been following him for that long. And the fact that he's in the NBA now, it just proves. And he's younger than both of us. So it's like, wow, like, this man is actually, like, he has capability. You got Miles Bridges, who I've been messing with since he was a rookie.
You know how painful it is looking at some of these NBA players that are getting drafted now and realizing they're all younger than us?
Cade?
Yeah.
Cade had a kid at 17. Cade went to school while his daughter was alive.
But it's just, oh my God. It's just like, all these guys are younger than us, and it's like depressing.
It is depressing. I had dreams of playing basketball, but height didn't work in my favor. But anyways, I mean, like, it's crazy to me because it's like all these young players are really coming up and they're really showing their work to the league. Like even Trey Mann. You see what he dropped last night?
I saw it.
Trey Mann and Josh Giddey, my lord. Even Sean, like, all these players are really developing, and it's like Philly's trying to build that old/young core to try to build in that talent so they can win something. But all these young players are really coming through, and they're really proving to us that, like, we should be feared right now.
I would say Philly's best shot is probably this year if Harden and Embiid mesh perfectly. But there's no guarantee that happens.
Harden, not all that up there in the brain. He's smart, but I mean, he beefs with everybody.
I'm about to say, he has had beef with every star player he's ever played with. He didn't like being the six. There was a reason he was the sixth man with the Thunder back during that Big Three era.
Of course.
Because he couldn't play with the other guys. He had beef with Dwight Howard. He had beef with Chris Paul. Russell Westbrook. He didn't even give John Wall a chance.
No.
He had beef with Kyrie. Now he probably has beef with KD. So, yeah, exactly. And you have to completely restructure your offense when you bring on somebody like Harden because he demands so much ball possession.
Yeah.
It's just, is he going to be willing to take a second star role to Joel Embiid?
I mean, he had to do it for Brooklyn, so I mean, at this rate, he might as well.
That'd be the smart move. I just don't know if he'll do it.
If he wants to do it again, exactly. Because at the end of the day, he has to realize the only team he can do that and be like, I want the ball. This is my team was the Rockets. The Rockets is the only place he was doing that. He can't do that on Brooklyn. He can't do that on Philly. If he thinks that his team is on Philly, that is not his team.
That is Joel Embiid's team.
That's Joel Embiid's team. So at the end of the day, he has to learn how to take a step back. Even Kyrie knows. Kyrie may be a little, you know what I'm saying?
Kyrie may be a little crazy in the head, but the dude knows when to do his role.
Not even he knows whose team it is.
Exactly. He did it with Bron. Now he's doing it with KD.
I'm not gonna lie. If Bron didn't have Kyrie in those finals, they would have lost.
Oh, they absolutely would have lost.
Kyrie is clutch.
Kyrie was the reason they won.
Oh yeah, the game-winning shot.
They don't win. They don't win without Kyrie.
No.
They need Kyrie to beat Golden State.
But I mean, hey, Kyrie and KD, as long as Ben Simmons with them work, I'm happy for them. And then let's talk about
something else.
No, let's talk about something else. I already got you right here.
You got it? All right, what do you got?
What is wrong with Mark Cuban?
Oh God.
What is wrong? KP to the
Wizards for Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie.
I mean, granted, Luka definitely had something to do with that. There's no way.
Oh, 100%. There's no way that doesn't
Kidd,
get.
I mean, to be honest, like Jason Kidd, you're a phenomenal basketball player, but as a coach, you're not it.
Toxic.
You're not it, pal. Because how are you gonna have Luka Magic, a star, right? He's a god. Did he make All Stars? Did he make All Stars this year?
I would hope so.
Let me check. I would hope so.
The first game after they traded KP, the dude dropped like 60.
Yeah, he did. I think it was 50 or 60.
It was 50 or 60. He dropped like a 50-point triple-double or something. Some insanity.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to do now.
Trying to be accurate here on AA Sports.
I don't want to tell you something that I don't know. Oh no, my dad is lying. Dad is being poo-poo right now.
So I mean, we talk Mavericks with this. Mavericks have always struck me as a team that if you could get the right second star next to Luka, they could be a legit title contender.
KP, but then JK came down. So you know what?
I mean, I don't know if KP is completely without blame for being out. I mean,
no, it is to blame because J Kid really pretty much like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Luka made it.
Luka made it. Okay, good.
So because J Kid wanted to fit the system around KP and had Luka pass the ball to him more. But I mean, it worked for a little bit of time, but then after a while, teams started to pick up because Luka became into a shooting slump. A lot of key things that Luka was doing was not working for him. And now that he doesn't have KP there and it's his team again, J Kid is where it's pretty much at a point where it's like I have to let Luka take the reins.
Here's the problem with Luka. There's only a few problems with Luka. Luka otherwise is a phenomenal player. I love Luka.
Yes, one.
Slightly out of shape.
Slightly is understandable.
He's not a guy who's prided for his like athleticism. He's not a very athletic guy, but he doesn't need to be with his game. He's a Euro point guard. The only thing with Luka is that his shooting is not consistent.
You know why? It's the most in basketball. So we need to go back to Spalding.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Because I'm not trying to sit there and say it's a basketball necessarily. Like there's players. Stephen Curry is playing god awful right now. With that Spalding basketball, he is cash money. His shooting numbers is crazy right now. Even Klay Thompson, he would shoot the ball a little bit more.
Look at shooters like Duncan Robinson, who have like fallen off the earth ever since they changed the balls.
Tyler Hero struggled.
Yep.
Kemba Walker.
I do. God.
Manuel quickly. God.
Jesus. Who doesn't even get minutes now?
Tom Thibodeau is toxic.
We'll talk about the Knicks in a second, but yeah, I mean with the Mavs thing, look, clearly I would hope you could maybe move Bertans or Dinwiddie in the offseason. I don't know if that'll happen.
If you don't do it, I'll never like you again.
But I don't know if there's a particular star you could get that might want to.
You're not getting a star for those two burgers.
I just mean clear enough the contracts to then go acquire somebody. I just don't know who that would be. Maybe John Collins. I've been hearing John Collins rumors. I mean, I think he could work with Luka.
Hands down.
I think that would probably be the ideal fit if he wants out of Atlanta. But yeah.
You saw what Clint Capella said?
No.
He said we're struggling on defense because our players don't take pride in defense like I do. Do everybody another ball.
You had one shot, Atlanta. Now you're a clown show again. Unreal.
Sounds about right.
Unreal. All right, let's go quickly here through what I like to call contenders and pretenders after the deadline. Let's talk. So let's go through here. I'll bring up a team. You tell me contender or pretender.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee Bucks.
That's not your question, right?
76ers.
We'll see.
Nets.
Contender.
Warriors.
Don't even ask me that question, boy.
I have to ask it. Suns.
You don't have to ask these questions.
Okay.
It's blatantly obvious.
Contenders. All right. Miami.
Blatantly obvious.
Boston.
We'll see.
Chicago.
Hands down.
I have Chicago as a pretender.
Pretender?
Yeah. You're gonna leave the booth, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I want to know what's your backstory behind this. Let me hear
depth and defense. That's my issue with Chicago. Their starting five is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Their starting five is phenomenal. I worry about their health. and I worry about their depth against some of the bigger teams.
You're not wrong, but with the numbers they've been putting up against those bigger teams, they faced most of them. They beat the Bucks. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they're 1-1 with the Bucks.
Yep.
The Nets they beat twice already. They scraped the Nets.
Correct.
And then the Suns, I'm pretty sure it's 1-1 with the Suns as well. They beat the big teams. It's more or less can they do it for 7 games consistently if they have to go that far, which we shall see. They're not pretenders, but they're contenders. Wait to see how far they're going to get. They're definitely not going to be a first round exit.
Yeah, I have them bowing out in the second round. That's where I have Chicago out.
Depends on who they play.
Yeah, it depends on the matchup. I mean, they can make the Eastern Conference Finals if they pull the right matchups, but I don't know what that is. I have them bowing out in the second round.
Okay.
Toronto.
Next.
Atlanta.
Next.
I'm just running through all the teams on either playoffs or like right outside of it. Hornets.
They're gonna be a playing team, but they're gonna get blown out the first round.
Here's the interesting one. Memphis.
That's not interesting, boy. You know how I feel about Demetrius John Morant. That's a contender right there.
I'm gonna go with pretender. Now you're gonna leave the booth.
It's nice knowing you.
Yep. All right, good to see you. All right, so we go into Memphis.
Did you really just have the audacity to say that Ja Morant and that team is a pretender?
I did.
You did not.
I did.
You really did not just say that.
I absolutely
I
just
want to
did.
know why. Tell me right now. Spit game to me right now. Why?
It's too soon. They're too young. You know, this is the experience here. Last year they made the play-in. They did well. This year they will be a higher seed. They will make the second or third round, and then they will get smacked by either the Warriors or the Suns.
I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, they are contenders. It doesn't matter. You're a person, especially you, Andrew, who adores young teams, and you want to see young teams win.
I do.
And now you're just shaming them?
I am rooting for Ja. Don't get me wrong. I hope Memphis goes deep. I love the Grizzlies. But it's too soon. I think one more year. I think next year, with a good offseason, I think they're true contenders.
Here's the thing. I have no faith in like those young teams. I have no faith in the general management. I hate to say it. Michael Jordan's my favorite basketball player, but I have no faith in him either.
Yeah, no. I mean, the problem with small market teams is they're always afraid to go in for that big move that could solidify their team. They'd rather just keep drafting the young depth. So you have these teams full of young depth, but you lack that elite second option. I mean, for the Grizzlies, they're hoping that's Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Desmond Bane has looked good this year. He's definitely had a solid season. But they need somebody else either on the wing or at the. They need somebody else other than Ja. Minnesota.
Andrew, please. You better stop. Please stop.
I'll just bring them up because I have to. Clippers.
One man not getting paid.
Yeah, they need Kawhi. Lakers.
You got Russell Westbrook. You got Mickey James. You got Abe Disney. And you got Iso Mello. That is too much star power. That's gonna blow up right in their face. So lucky to make a play. But LeBron's gonna say, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. All-time leading scorer.
LeBron James.
No, they're not. They're not. They're pretenders.
Dallas.
AC.
Utah.
I can't support a team that don't play defense and make Rudy Gobert look good. So no. No.
He's Rudy Gobert so bad. The last one, Denver.
I forgot that team even existed. Oh well. So no Jamal Murray. And all you got is Will Barton and Jokic. No, I'm good off that.
All right. So.
And Aaron Gordon, I'm good off that.
So outside of the big named contenders, I think my sleeper pick for the finals this year this is a sleeper pick, so I'm not saying they're going to make it, but I'm saying they have a shot to. And then they could upset some people. Is Boston.
That is the most egregious thing you ever said in my life.
I think they're a sleeper. You know, I mean,
they have no depth.
You're correct.
They have no depth. They have no depth. You got an old Dominican man shooting threes. No. He is not that guy, Kyle. Jaylen Brown's a bucket. Jason Tatum's a bucket. Josh Richardson got traded. They are not going anywhere.
What about Derek White?
Derek who? Derek White, my shot is not really track. Derek Berger, I check up 3 miles per second. Hell no. Excuse my French, but no. How dare you to the Boston Celtics? How dare you? They can go on a 30-game win streak, and I still don't even put faith in them. I hate Boston. I hate them. But I love Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, though, but no. After what you did to Top, I can never forgive you. Absolutely not.
I'm not going to admit that I said Boston specifically just to get that reaction, but I'm really glad it happened.
What's your successful one? It's fine.
No, I actually had Boston as my sleeper team.
I actually agreed to do this show. That's why I said I don't know the entire time, but hey, I just want to let you know, Andrew, this is why you should stick to hockey and football. The Boston Celtics have been egregious for years. Y'all had Kyrie. Man. What did you guys do? You got blown out. You had so many key pieces.
So what would your sleeper team be?
My sleeper team? I don't have a sleeper team because I'm not sleeping on nobody. This league is rated E for everybody. I want to see who's going to prove to me what's going to happen. I want to see the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not going to lie. My sleeper team of the East, I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to be Chicago.
Okay.
It's going to be Chicago. Damn sure ain't going to be Boston.
Are we going to talk about teams that don't have depth and then you're going to bring up Chicago?
They got better defense than them. You got Alex Cruz and Alonzo Ball. They're healthy, they're fine. You got Kobe White on your bench. What do they got? Chopped cheese and beans? Lord mercy. They got Samuel Adams on their bench for I care. Let me see this. Let's see his roster. Robert, oh please. You got me all types of messed up in the brain right now, Andrew.
You got Daniel Tice.
You need to leave.
Peyton Pritch.
You need to leave.
Aaron Nesmith.
You want to get out?
Yeah.
You need to relax yourself.
Let's take a lap.
Take a lap. So how are you guys today? I just want to let you know that my co-host, he's just a little crazy because honestly the Celtics are garbage. They are dog water. How do you even tell me Derek White have the keys to bring these people to be a sleeper team in the finals? Derek White can't even play the game of basketball. He's a certified bum. He's a burger. He can't shoot. Derek White is trash. Make it known. He's trash. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can only do but so much, and Al Horford is on the brink of the end of his career. They are not making it to the finals. The Celtics make the finals. When the Celtics make it to the finals, so my sneakers.
I feel like maybe we should have a wager right now of who goes further, Chicago or Boston.
I'm not doing that. Not doing that. The Celtics make it to the finals, I'll sell all my sneakers.
All right.
Psych, I lied. I didn't. But hey, Andrew, I don't know why you say Boston because they got no depth at all.
You know, I have faith in Jason Tatum. That's mainly why.
Yeah, what happened every time we went to the playoffs? Still waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now maybe that Ime Udoka's the head coach and not Brad Stevens. They'll do something in the playoffs.
Udoka's had a terrible start. He's now getting it together. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Bradley Stevens is now the head of operations, but hey, I don't know what's going to take you guys, and I don't know what's going to go down. So we'll see what happens.
You just need a better point guard. That's literally all they need. Ah.
You got a fan watching out the window.
Oh, beautiful. So, were there any other teams you want to discuss?
No.
Nah?
Not at all.
Really?
Outside of the Warriors have been killing it. I mean, all the teams that you know that's doing good are doing good.
Ah, you want to talk Warriors for a second?
Up to you.
Sure, why not? So, for a team that's kind of just been put in cruise control now by the media because everybody kind of just knows they're good. Are they the favorites at this point, or is it Phoenix, do you think?
In the West?
In general.
From what I've heard, from what I've seen, the favorites to win the finals again is the Nets.
I know Vegas has them as the favorite.
Huh?
I know the betting odds have the Nets still as the favorite.
Yeah, but the favorite, honestly, in the West, I just saw a post that said that the Phoenix Suns are 36-0 and leading in the third quarter. I would say Phoenix. I mean, the Warriors are nice, but like that boy Chris Paul nasty.
Chris Paul is having the best stretch of his career, honestly, in probably the last few years of his career.
Not the last few. No, he's been having a good stretch. Once he left the Rockets and went to the Thunder, he took that whack team to the bubble.
Yep.
And balled out. He had the Oklahoma City Thunder ball out. A team that didn't even belong there. Ball out.
Yep.
And he said, you know what? I'm going to take my talents with Devin Booker. And he made Devin Booker even a better player. And you saw, I want to see how you feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
Who said it? Who said it? You know what Shaq said Devin Booker reminds him of?
Who?
Brandon Roy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Peak Brandon Roy?
Yes. Devin Booker's not throwing it down like Brandon Roy, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly. I don't know if that's the exact right comp, but I kind of get what he's getting at. Yeah, I see it, but I don't fully agree with it.
No, because he was not. Brandon Roy was throwing it down on people as well, like a beast.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem with Devin Booker, the reason that Devin Booker is not regarded as like as like the upper echelon of players in the league is just because his game is kind of limited.
Yeah, he's limited to 3-point shooting and mid-range.
Exactly. He's kind of just it's his shooting.
He's a shooter.
Yeah, you know, he's not really much of a
finisher. He's not really that aggressive he's aggressive on defense, but he's not like a key defender.
And he's not like a ridiculous playmaker.
He's pretty much just a regular play on shot creator that has no interior finishing. That's all it is.
Yeah, he's a scorer. That's what he does. So, yeah, I mean, I love Devin Booker. I'm so glad he's finally getting chances to compete. I like DeAndre Ayton.
PPE man.
I would be very happy if the Suns won the chip.
I don't.
What's your issue with DeAndre Ayton?
PPE man, mandate steroids.
Well, that'll do it. Yeah,
I would. Player, but he's roided up.
So we got Phoenix and we got Golden State. Basically, I don't think anybody else in the West has a shot over those two teams. I think it's those two teams and the rest of the West.
Where's the right behind them?
Yeah. Again, I just don't think it's for the Grizz this year.
Of course not.
With the Warriors, though, if Clay gets back up to full speed in time for the playoffs,
the numbers are looking pretty good right now.
If Draymond is healthy, and if they maybe get Wiseman back,
I smell a playoff.
I think it'd be hard to bet against the Warriors.
This is the one you can bet against LeBron if he's not
making it. And don't forget their superstar, all-star starter, Andrew Wiggins.
Oh, the one that I honestly like. I was against him making an all-star game, not for long, because like he's one of those players. He reminds me of Nelly Joseph Jr. It doesn't look like he's putting up points, but when you look at the box score, he's putting up points.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked. So I was like, all right, he deserves it. Like he's doing his thing. But like Andrew Wiggins, nobody was expecting out of that from him at all.
Is it time to stop the Andrew Wiggins hate?
I never hated that Andrew Wiggins. I never have.
Like, I mean, or should I say more so the mockery
of Andrew Wiggins? They'd be like, "Oh, Andrew Wiggins, he's a bum. He's this." When he was on the Timberwolves on Minnesota, he was throwing it down. Like he was really doing his work.
He was doing well until Jimmy Butler came, basically, and those two didn't really mesh.
And then Jimmy Butler got him out of there.
Yep.
And then Jimmy Butler went to Philly. And Zach LaVine left and went to Chicago, and that's the end of that organization.
Yep.
So I mean, hey, they're all doing. And the funny part is, they're all doing their respective work on their own teams.
Absolutely.
They're doing their respective work. So I mean, their respective work getting done, and they're doing what they gotta do. I mean, hey, shout out to all y'all. But sometimes players gotta realize working together is gonna be it can be the end of your career. It can be the start.
I just realized because I heard this crazy theory. Is it possible? Because the one thing is the Suns have been unwilling to give DeAndre Ayton a max. That's been like a no.
What are you gonna say?
I was looking back at Minnesota, actually. I was looking at Cat.
You want to trade Cat for DeAndre Ayton?
Something like that. I had heard that rumor, yes.
I mean, Cat is a better stretch than DeAndre Ayton, but he can't play better defense than DeAndre Ayton. So, I mean, at the end
That's
of the day,
true.
You're giving up a shooting for defense. Do you really need that? Because, I mean, you still have Cameron Payne. You still got you got D Book. You got Chris Paul. You got Jay Crowder. You still got a lot of key pieces. You still got wing shooters on your team. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Cat is not aggressive as a rebounder as compared to DeAndre Ayton either. DeAndre Ayton can still give you that points.
Correct. You would have to like kind of rejigger your roster and rejigger your style of play if you were to bring in Cat.
You would, but would it really worth it though? Because you're giving up a lot of defense. Cat is soft. Defensively, he's soft.
Yeah. If Chris Paul says that if they win the chip he retires, then I would do it. But if Chris Paul's still there, I wouldn't probably. I would probably keep DeAndre Ayton.
I would not. DeAndre Ayton, he's a better defender. He's better at getting second chance points than Cat. Cat needs to stay where he's at and help develop Anthony Edwards. If you develop AE, build some pieces around those two.
I'll be an interesting team in a couple of years.
Hence, that's what I'm saying. You need to keep Cat. You keep Cat AE together. Well, at this point, by that time, in a couple of years, veteran D'Angelo Russell. Hey, that's a team right there. That's a team.
It'd be interesting.
Hands down.
But getting back to the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins is the last year of his mega contract. He's a free agent after this year. So, the Warriors, they went for the depth option. Everybody was expecting them to trade all those draft picks they had and Wiseman for another star. They didn't. They went with the depth option. And this team looks like a lot like the team that won the chip the first time.
2015, yeah.
Young, depth, and then Steph, Clay, Draymond. So, and then I guess just substitute Harrison Barnes for Andrew Wiggins.
He's a better version of Harrison Barnes and Andrew Wiggins at this rate.
Yeah. So, I like the Warriors' chances. I
really do.
I think
I hate the Warriors because I've been a Kyrie fan my whole entire life. So I mean, if I want the Warriors to win any year, it's gonna be this year.
Could you imagine Warriors Nets in the finals? Could you imagine the media if Steph beats KD?
Be quiet. Be quiet right now. No. That will be honestly what KD has to say. You know what? It's time for me to retire. Right now, Curry still has that man KD on the leash. I'm not going to lie.
If they make the finals and Steph beats KD,
I will never be the same again. KD will be called bum. KD will be the biggest cupcake in the world.
Oh my God.
KD, you're a bum. How do you lose somebody that helped you get to the finals?
Again. He lost to Steph again.
No, he didn't. In the finals?
No. When he was in the OKC.
That was in the finals.
That was Western Conference, yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Forget the Western Conference Finals. In all honesty, what I want to see is I want to see LeBron go to the finals so Kyrie can beat that man. And when that happens, I'll be the happiest man in the world.
I think the best chance we had at that was if Kyrie had stayed healthy that second year in Boston.
Ew.
I think. Was it the second year or first year?
No, because they were still in the Eastern Conference together.
No, I know. Which year did they?
LeBron signed.
Which year did they go 7 games in the finals?
Who?
Celtics, Cavs in the Eastern Conference.
That was the second game when Kyrie got injured.
That was when Kyrie got hurt.
Yeah, second year.
All right, that's
I'm
what I
talking
thought.
about LeBron in the finals. I mean, like Western Conference versus Eastern Conference type deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think our best chance at that was last year. Maybe if the Lakers had stayed healthy and the Nets had stayed healthy.
Yeah, but we didn't get that. I don't think we'll go there.
I can't believe it's sad we're not going to get Lakers Nets finals that everybody wanted to see.
I mean, Russell Westbrook could stop shooting shots with the backboard, maybe. Because Melo's doing his part.
Yeah, I mean, Melo, Malik
honestly,
Monk.
Like I was saying, Anthony Davis. Like I was saying, Anthony Davis, he needs to stop being injured because, Anthony Davis is glass bones.
He's about to get traded to Chicago in the freaking offseason if he doesn't get the step up.
That man, bro. He's that guy from a SpongeBob. He's really that guy from a SpongeBob on when it came in time. And the selling truck was my body's made of glass. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, that's what I think of.
AD is the Sam Bradford of basketball.
Literally. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for my part. I mean, that's all I got to say for this show.
Yep, I think I'm pretty good too. You want to wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
All right. Thank you all very much for watching this edition of AA Sports. We will be back same time next week. I'm Andrew Bancura. He's Anthony Tuit. We'll see you all next time.
I'm starting.